So sewing is like one of the new things that I added to my jack of all trade, master of none skill set. Like long time no see. I'm supposed to be sewing a pajama set, but I had a really hard time reading the pattern. So we're gonna wing it. And since this is my first time trying something. And then we just learn as we go, like I do everything else. If you're new here, I'm Asia G, and this was mostly like a fitness channel with a bunch of other stuff. To be a little less fitnessy now, a little bit more creative stuff. Still some fitness in it, but it's just not the thing, you know. It's a plethora of things. But either way, I'm in my creative bag and I'm learning a new skill, so come along. I'm a newbie sober. Newbie. So I was trying to be a perfectionist when I first started this until I realized like it's gonna take a really long time to learn how to do all of these things. I've made 1,000 mistakes. All of this, they don't supposed to look like that. They don't supposed to look like that. This part actually looks good. It's doing so well. This definitely supposed to look like this, but this is where I sewed the shoulder pieces together. It's how I get a hole in it already. I got one side of the shirt together, and then I have to put the other side of the shirt together. And the patterns look so rough because I was trying not to cut the pattern piece so that I can keep all 3 sizes that come within the pattern, but I'm not skilled enough to do that. And this is the pattern that I'm supposed to be sewing. I'm trying to sew this part, this top. So, let's try new things. I keep forgetting to put the presser foot down. That's not helpful at all to my cause. Ooh, I might have stitched that one too far across. But that looks crazy. That looks crazy. This looks okay. I'm not sure if this looks crazy or not, but this is my back stitch. So that like the sewing stays good. You sew forward and then you back stitch a couple stitch and then you sew back forward and it's supposed to seal like the stitching off so it don't come undone. The back stitch on this part is crazy because I back stitched a single piece. Like this not even connected to the back piece. So you gotta be bad at it. You gotta be bad at it. Now this one's supposed to be 2 shirt pieces. The instructions told me to fold, to cut on the fold. I didn't realize it was telling me to fold my fabric for the back so that I would just have one continuous back piece versus like 2 back pieces that I need to sew together, because that's not what the pattern actually is telling me to do. But that's what we're gonna do today. This looks more like a vest, a shawl. It definitely looks like a button-up pajama top. I did something wrong, and I knew I was doing something wrong, but I don't know how bad I was doing something wrong. I feel like this should have came together better than this. That's the sleeve. I figured out why it looked like a shawl. Let me see. Y'all might be a little short. Excuse the angle. This is how I sewed it to be worn. And I'm like, why is it hiked up like this? Even if like I was the worst sewer, it shouldn't like be shaped like this because I cut the pieces, you know. Not the best, but they were the right shape. So I'm like, why does it look like this? And so then I thought about it. I definitely cut this part to be the bottom part. Like this part is supposed to be the bottom. So as I'm standing in this mirror, I'm like, let's try it on a different way and see if I can figure out like what I did wrong. And so when I tried on the way that I cut this pattern to go, which is to hang at the bottom, let me see, is this one is right. Darn, I had just figured it out. Now this makes way more sense. It's like this. See, they look like it can have buttons and close. What I did was I sewed this black panel on upside down. Yeah, I sewed the back panel on upside down. So I need to take it apart and then sew it right side up. And then it would actually look like a closed front top. I was just in such a hurry to get the back together when I realized like I cut it wrong and not on the fold, that I wanted to piece it together to make it easier. But I didn't have it flipped the right way. Okay, I done messed up so much. I done sewed all the thread off my bobbin. This is my bobbin. Learned that. And this is my bobbin spinner, filler, something. So make sure I flip it back so that it's back in sewing, now bobbin mode. And then this piece that I use, I got the armholes all done. Now all I gotta do is attach the collar. But I do feel like I got a bunch of fabric, so maybe my little mind is thinking I cut some of the front off. I don't know, but it seems like a lot of fabric. But I'm gonna attach the collar, and I think the collar will tell me maybe if I have too much fabric around this part, which I think I do. But I think I won't really know until I do the fabric. Yes. Don't nobody fight a nap more than a kid that want to go to sleep. It's like, baby, I can tell you sleepy. Just go lay down, close your little eyes. Just close them so Titi can do something else. Close them little eyeballs. I got the main part together. Now I just got to put the collar on, which I have not finished in no kind of way. I'm wondering, should I try to hem the collar before I put it on? This is basically the finished product. I am going to sew a button here, so it won't be a button up in the front how the pattern is made, because I did my own thing like I knew what I was doing. But I still think it turned out okay. You can definitely tell it's homemade. Like all of the hems and seam lines, I got extra strings hanging out places. But for the purpose of this being my first thing that I sewed like from scratch, not just like a hem, but I sewed it, cut it from scratch, I think it turned out pretty okay. I'm gonna put a button right here, and this is going to be the top, and then I'm gonna find a different fabric and make pants to match it. And I'm going to hem this bottom because I took the hem out of it when I was cutting the pattern, and I could just left the hem there had I known like what I was doing. So I have to rehem this, which means it's going to be wonky like the rest of these hems and stuff, like the hem that came with it. And I got this button set off of Amazon. It just got like the hook and eye closures, and it has like metallic buttons, silver buttons. I think I used a couple of them, black buttons. I must have used all the, there go the silver buttons up there. I may or may not come back to show y'all that last thing because I need to hand sew this button on. And then the button will be here. My first Gordon Latrell. If y'all get the reference, let me know. The first Gordon Latrell I done made with a little button. Your girl can sew. Not well, but she can do it. Alright you guys, it's been such a long time since I seen you, and I come back sewing and not even working out any of the fitness stuff. Also, if you're new here, I'm Asia G, and if you're not, welcome back. And my channel is usually about working out, fitness, everyday life stuff, books. Sometimes I practice Spanish, like a bunch of different stuff. So sewing is like one of the new things that I added to my jack of all trade, master of none skill set. Like I'm working on it real bad. So alright, I'll probably put this at the beginning of the video. So if it's out of order, just know that it's been a long time since I recorded something, probably like a year. So this is what we got. Alright, see you guys later.